Get ready for Off the Rails Right versus Left. Host Rob B. attempts to look at both sides of every political issue, as well as draw on the historic precedent and influences in modern politics, as well as the future being built by the leaders of our time. Like, subscribe, and sit back as we dive in at Off the Rails Right versus Left.
Welcome, everybody, and look at that. Would you believe I actually remembered to turn off the music and turn on the microphones?
Yeah.
So, and I put my headphones on so I'm not drowning out the audience and Brad with my ridiculous echo.
Well, it was more like my echo. You could totally tell there was like a delay from the time I said it to the time that it was getting to your ears.
Oh, I gotcha. Let's see here. Oh, nice, man. So some dude named Brad is volunteered to take part in the campaign. It's pretty sweet.
I don't know who that could be.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, no, man, it's been crazy going out, hot as hell, talking to people all day. I'm hot and exhausted. It's ridiculous. So, and then like also trying to keep up with everything that's going on. Like, it's just crazy. But like I'm kind of like just blown away in the wake of, you know, what went down with Charlie. Like the cognitive dissonance on the left where they can't seem to make the connections between what they say and what happens. And they're like ungodly attempts to draw false parallels. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know, you kept getting, you know, what about the Democrats up there in Minnesota? Oh, except they were killed by a Waltz appointee that had no Kings flyers in his car. And they tried to say this kid was a conservative because he was from a conservative family. Oh, but it turns out he was radicalized left and had a trans roommate lover.
Now, on that point, let me ask you a question. How many conservatives do you know that have a gay trans lover? Furry.
I mean, I know some gay conservatives, but I don't know any that have gay trans conservative lovers.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like,
they're all hateful, crazy people.
Right? So, and then they like try and like from that shooting that happened at the school over there, they're like, well, he was a right-wing Nazi. Well, again, nationalized socialists are not right-wing. After World War II, they suddenly, because the left was all for the Nazis until after World War II. And then after World War II, they suddenly go, oh, well, that's, you know, right-wing extremists. But that's not what it was. It was just the next step of evolution beyond communism and socialism. So I actually saw like a really funny explanation of like the different kinds of government. Like democracy is I own 2 cows and everybody votes on what I do with my milk. Representative republic, we appoint people to make laws about the milk. Socialism. You have 2 cows, the neighbor has no cows, and they come and give one of the cows to your neighbor. Communism, they take your 2 cows, kill one of them. See, fascism, you keep your cows, but they take your milk and sell you your own milk back. And then totalitarianism, they take your cows and say they never existed. So it was a pretty good analogy for how different governments work. But,
Yes.
so no, I mean, it's been interesting, like talking to people. Like the biggest thing that I'm running into is like people are just like tired. Like they're like so defeated because it seems like no matter who they send to Congress, they keep doing the same crap, telling the same lies. And I'm just like, you're right. because you've been electing the same people for a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
Like,
It makes
I know
no sense.
my district here just changed, but in the old 10th district, they had Mike McCall for 20 years. In my old district, they had Pete Sessions for, it'll be what, 26 years, 28 years on the next election or something like that. Dude's been in office since Clinton. You know?
Well, that's like Thomas Massey has been in since 2012. The Epstein saga has been going on since before then. And just now he wants to talk about the Epstein files? Come on.
Yeah. Well, so
Massey, you're a joke.
here's my thing on the Epstein files. If there's no there, then release the damn files.
I agree.
So
But-
there's something there, but who knows what it is.
Yeah,
Like
well,
there-
Thomas Massey was saying something about it. Like, he has names of guys that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking to, but then he didn't say. He didn't provide the evidence. And I understand that
In
that
that
the
case,
court
he should be but in that case, he should be arrested for obstruction of justice because
Right.
he's saying that he has evidence of a crime, and he's not coming to police with it. That's illegal.
You didn't hear that, did you?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of bizarre. And then, like, the liberals trying to play all this, like, free speech victimology. And it's like, okay, if we said I shouldn't have to mask my 2-year-old, you wanted us rounded up in camps.
Yeah.
Okay?
If we questioned the efficacy of the vaccine, you wanted us
in
not to
camps.
have-
If
Look what they
they
did to Joe
literally
Rogan.
said, if you supported Trump, you should be rounded up and put in re-education camps. Well, what if the re-education doesn't take? What do we think their solution is then? We know what their solution would be.
But yeah, well, I mean, it would have to be a revolution.
No, I mean, their
There would
solution,
have
if
to
they
be-
had us all in camps trying to reprogram us and they can't reprogram us because all their thoughts are garbage, they're going to try and exterminate.
That sounds a lot like Nazi Germany or
Yeah,
Communist China.
that's what I'm saying, but they always go and try and say, oh, that's us.
right. And we never say that, never once. That's like this guy Destiny, gamer on
Oh.
fucking Twitch or
No, I
Kick
know,
or whatever.
Yeah.
You heard what he said?
I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, he said if we wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, then Donald Trump shouldn't have won his second term.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
Well, I would say, well, that's kind of an unfair statement because, you know, if Democrats were to try and make the argument that we'll go after their thought leaders, that would never happen because they don't have any thoughts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who is their thought leader? Barack Obama, and it takes him fucking an hour to get out half a paragraph that makes no sense. It's like talking to Kamala Harris, only slower.
Right?
Like at least Kamala Harris could say a bunch of nothing in a lot less time. Barack Obama says a bunch of nothing, and it takes a half an hour. Listen to him. He's always got to have a pause after each half of a thought.
Yeah, but that's not really fair. He doesn't say nothing. He says, "Oogie boogie, the white boogeyman coming to get you."
But it's a lot slower. See, even you said it faster than he would have said it. That would have at least taken him 2 minutes to say.
Yeah, he'd be like,
He's like-
"Well, you know."
He's like
The
the
white
James May of speeches.
So now
James May was Captain Slow on Top Gear because he always drove slow.
what the hell is going on with my signal?
Well, why don't you
Elon?
talk to Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon. I'm
Asking
streaming
for
to your.
some
I'm
donations.
I'm using your satellite to stream to your platform, and every time I try and stream, you go and dump my bandwidth. Like, what the hell's going on, dude?
You got to pay
Say
him more
cool.
money. You got to pay more for that super high speed satellite.
I'm paying $160 a month for the super high speed internet. So, like, why every time like I try and stream, it suddenly like bogs way the hell down? Like, not cool. Not cool, Elon. Not cool. But when my kid's been sitting there watching ASMR videos of breaking glass for 10 hours, and I'm praying for the damn thing to go down, it don't. I mean, what am I gonna do? He likes them, like, well, I mean, you know, he has
as long as it keeps him calm and cool and makes him happy. It's not like he's listening to something that's telling him that maybe he's a girl.
Yeah.
Which they like to do with kids with autism.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a little commercial here while I do a router. Brad, when I do that, it might kick you. If it does, just like click back in.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Where's the... Hopefully this doesn't screw the whole stream. Let's see, run it again. Okay, there we go. It's back, so never mind. Like, I was running at like 12 megabytes per second. Now all of a sudden it's back to like 80. So, Elon, stop.
All you had to do is talk shit to Elon.
Yeah, stop tweaking my stream, man. I'm trying to talk good conservative policy here. Dude, how pissed do you think Elon Musk is that he put all that time and effort to find all that waste and fraud, and then they turned around and passed a big, beautiful bill that paid for it all again?
I don't know. He hasn't said anything about it.
Well, I mean, he kind of stopped talking to Trump, so.
Yeah, but that wouldn't stop him from talking about the shit that's going on.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, it's funny. The reason that he stopped talking to Trump, to me, is funny. The only reason they stopped talking to Trump about it was because, stopped talking to Trump is because he was pushing for more immigration.
Elon Musk was, or Trump was?
Elon Musk was.
With his H-1B.
Saying that we need more engineers. Yeah, saying that we need more engineers from China and India. Like, no, we don't.
Nope.
No. We need to stop training people in women in lesbian dance theory and start training them in computer engineering, and we won't have a shortage of engineers.
Exactly. Get rid of all those useless classes that they're teaching people in college and make their money go to something useful.
So here's a funny thing. So I resided part-time in Russia. I resided part-time in Philippines. So I've experienced living in another country. You know what's funny there? Can't hire people for a position unless they can prove that they've done everything, including offering job training, to fill the position with citizens before they can bring people in from outside.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. And yet we don't do it in this country.
No, we don't do a lot of stuff in this country that would make complete sense. Like, let our kids fucking work after school and pay taxes. Like, that's...
Yeah, so frankly, what I think they need to do is they need to shut down all immigration until all the illegal immigrants are out. Like, no more legal immigration until the illegal immigrants are out. Only exception,
all of them.
Yeah, only exception, fiancé visas.
Okay. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in love, you're in love. You should get to be with who you love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, unless it's a transgender furry.
I don't even care if you love a transgender furry. I just don't want to see you on the street dry humping each other.
Or going to events trying to kill somebody.
Yeah, that's where I get libertarian. I don't care what you do if it affects nobody else. If you want to smoke pot, I don't care if you smoke pot in your house. But if you're outside stoned, you go to jail.
Well,
If you're
I mean,
robbing people, if you're robbing people,
if you're outside stoned, then Joe Rogan's going to go to jail. Now, if you're outside getting stoned, I could see that.
Joe Rogan's not outside stoned. He's sitting in his studio.
Okay, but he goes places, and
No,
when
but
when he goes places, he's stoned.
But you shouldn't
I'm
because
sure he
it's
does.
illegal to be intoxicated in public.
Yeah, but how could you tell?
Dude, you can tell when somebody's
Some,
stoned.
pe-
Shut
some
up.
people are just you. You couldn't tell half the time when I was stoned.
Yes, I could.
No, you couldn't.
Oh, dude, you're so full of don't mistake me not caring and not calling you on it because I don't care what you do in your house. Or no, but that's the libertarian in me. As long as what you do does not negatively impact somebody else, it's nobody's business. Like I don't think if
but being stoned outside isn't negatively affecting someone else unless your
Yeah.
actions
dude,
lead it.
every single person that's high stinks, and nobody should have to smell. But I feel the same way about drunk people. Drunk people
Well, yeah,
stink too.
yes, they do. So do people smoking cigarettes.
See, I can actually but if we're going to be fair across the board, I can get on board with you. But the same people that say you can't smoke in a restaurant want you to be able to smoke weed wherever you want to go.
Yeah,
it's the same side of
or
the
be
aisle.
drunk wherever you want to be drunk.
Exactly. So, but my habit is bad. All their habits is good.
Well,
Which I'm actually.
you're out there
I'm
shooting
actually-
guns,
I'm about.
trying to learn how to kill things. I'm playing devil's advocate.
No. Yeah. So, but that is kind of the liberals' position. But my position on it is, I practice with guns so I can protect my family and hunt.
And defend
Okay, so
defend the citizenship from a tyrannical government.
Yeah, or foreign invaders. Like if a big army starts massing across the southern border and starts flowing into Texas, I'm going to go target shoot.
Red Dawn, Wolverine.
Exactly. Bro, the Marines won't even have to come in. There's so many guns in Texas, we'll have it taken care of before they can.
Well,
even
there's
get
more
organized.
guns in the United States than there are people. Lawful
Mhm.
guns.
Yeah. So, anyway, so what do I think guns are for? I think guns are for hunting and protecting your family from intruders, tyrannical governments, foreign invaders.
So for,
Okay, but same thing, protect your
so
family.
for sustenance and defense.
Yeah.
And sport,
So what do Democrats think guns are for?
killing people. And
They think
that's
that-
what they use them for.
Right. Exactly. That's why they think they're for killing people, because that's what they do with
Mhm.
them.
What are you looking at?
I actually have the screen in multiple places.
Oh my god.
So I was looking at you. This is what I should do. I should turn on. So I should turn on the screen in front of me. There we go. Now I can look forward, which is more towards the camera, right? Is that better?
Well, your eyes are a little off, but at least now I know. I'm like, is he looking at news up there, or
Oh,
what is he doing? Oh, you got to go the other way.
Well, I think it's the angle on the camera
Yeah.
here because there we go. Now put it right in front of me. Is that
Yeah,
better?
hey.
Yeah. Now you can see both the pew pews and the bow.
Yep.
The sword's kind of hit. Can't really see the sword. It's like too low now. But no, you can just barely see the bottom of the holder. So it's all good. Anyway, so yeah, dude, dog went nuts the other night, and man, I just grabbed down the AR from the wall and like went out there. I was ready to defend my property. Little asshole was chasing a raccoon.
I got to be careful because sometimes my dog barks inside and my neighbor's outside across the street. One time, the dog was going.
Oh, he does that all the time.
One time, the dog was going off. I was like, I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock or something at night, and my neighbor was out watering his lawn. What the fuck? So I grabbed my gun and I pulled it out, and I fucking opened the door, and my neighbor's just fucking. I'm like, God damn it! So now when she's out back and she's barking, then I'll go out with the gun and be like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, he sits there and barks at anybody that's out in their yard doing anything. He's like, "You're existing near my property. How dare you?"
That's not a bad thing.
So,
except for that it happens all the
but
time.
it wasn't that bark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like a super deep, super intense, super aggressive, and he doesn't do
But
that.
something's there that's
So I
not
was
supposed
like,
to.
yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, I grabbed the gun down, put in the magazine, turned on the scope, and headed out. That scope's sweet.
So
man.
what do you think about this lie that the people are coming up with, that only 6% of the political violence is from the left?
Oh, that's a lie.
But why is it a lie?
Well, okay, because they leave out the Summer of Love, where they burnt down 23 cities, killed 53 people, and then 4 years under Obama that they were ambushing cops. And let's see here, something I looked it up the other day, it was 100 and something different people that were physically assaulted. Where it actually got reported, who knows how many it didn't get reported, of people that got attacked for wearing a MAGA hat or a Donald Trump shirt. They don't count the firebombing of the life centers.
Nope. But they didn't even count when Michael Lowell went to Pittsburgh and they threw a bomb at the fucking the building where Michael Lowell was speaking. They dropped it down to some stupid crime that was ridiculous, so that they didn't have to report it as political violence. Also, if you look at the ADL's list, almost everything is considered right wing violence, and there's only one little thing left.
So like,
the ADL's heat map.
Yeah, okay. So the ADL says the Minnesota former state representative, the guy, her and her husband got killed or whatever. They say that was a right winger, but that was a Governor Walz appointee. He was friends with him, so it's not even clear that was not a love triangle thing and not a political thing.
Well,
because dude had no Kings. He had no Kings posters in his backseat. And the only reason,
and the crazy guy is trying to say that Tim Walz hired him to do that.
Yeah. Oh wow. But no. So the only person that said he was a Trump supporter was the obviously gay, maybe transgender roommate. Seems to be a lot of those with these nut jobs if they aren't the shooters.
Yeah. Well, and then what about Josh Shapiro, the guy that he was a radical Islamist?
Yeah, exactly. He was an Islamist. That's a leftist.
The shooting at the Annunciation Catholic Church. That dude was clearly leftist.
Well, and here's the thing. So a lot of those school shootings, like, I mean, there's some of them that were just the same, like, horrific school shootings. And again, why the hell do we protect our banks and our government buildings better than we do our children? I don't get that.
Well, here in Texas, we do. In fact, there's a placard at my kid's school that says that all of our security officers and some of our teachers carry guns and they will shoot you, like blunt like that.
Love it.
I do too. I'm like, good. I feel safe having my kids.
Yeah, and that happened after Vivaldi, right?
I don't know. I don't. That's a good question.
I think it was after the Vivaldi shooting.
That's a good. I don't know.
So
the plaques look pretty new. So
yeah. So and then in a lot of these school shootings, I still wonder. Okay, so where did they get the resources to do these shootings? The Vivaldi shooting was a good example. Dude had what? $20,000 worth of guns, another $1,000 worth of ammo.
Not to mention the brand new vehicle. He worked at Wendy's.
Yeah, well, that one was his grandma's.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so grandma bought. Okay, but where did he get $20,000 worth of guns, $1,000 worth of ammo when his only job experience was working 3 months part time?
And he had an FBI contact in his phone.
Yeah. So I have questions about some of those school shootings. And then a lot of the school shootings is very clearly trans people attacking Christians. And yet they're not counted as political violence.
Nope.
And I think there could even be an argument to be made for all the black on black violence in this country being political violence. because it's fomented by the left's victim mentality that they instill on an entire part of our society.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And the ADL is going into prisons and saying the white supremacist is political violence. Like, well, how can you prove that? They're in prison. How can that be a political violence? Like, come on.
Okay, hold on. I'll turn off my screen in a minute. Okay, wait. Try talking again.
Hello.
All right, say that again. You cut out there for a minute.
Well, they go in. The ADL goes into prisons and says that white supremacist violence that happens in prisons is political violence. How can somebody in prison be committing political violence? Like, do they have a House and Senate in prison? Do they have a legislative process in prison? No.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that there's no racist crime. There's no racist violence. I'm not saying that, but that's not political.
No.
It's definitely not political on the right because we're tired of talking about skin color.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference between white people and black people. If we switch areas of living and live there for 100,000 years, the black people are going to turn white and the white people are going to turn black.
Right. Well, that's like I try
because they won't need.
That's like I try telling my kids. They're like, "That's racist. Black people who don't like black people are racist." I'm like, "Well, yes, but no." I go, "There really is absolutely no racism." I'm being facetious, but like, let's be real. How many races are on the planet? One, the human race.
Yeah.
The human race.
Well, so here's the real funny thing about this. I've known a lot of black people. Ain't none of them trust a black man walking up behind them at an 18.
Oh, hell no. Look, on that train where Zaruska, I'm sorry, I'm probably messing that up. When she got stabbed, nobody wanted to sit next to that. Arena. Okay. Nobody was sitting next to that guy. Everybody was trying to stay as far away from him as possible. And most of them on that train were black, which is probably why it took 90 seconds for someone to get up to fucking go and help the poor girl.
Yeah. So, but I also hate some of like the disingenuous arguments people made. Like some people were posting like, well, if Daniel Penny had been on that train, would this have happened? Well, yeah, because that guy gave no warning that he was going to do it. He just
you would have had to have been watching that guy to see him pull out his knife and unfold it. Like.
And unless you were sitting next to her, you wouldn't have had a chance to stop him. So, dumb on her for letting somebody sit behind her where she can't watch.
Yeah, but also that Black Lives Matter poster that you saw in that picture, that wasn't her room, it was her friend's. But she probably was a Black Lives Matter supporter, but that evidence wasn't in her house.
Okay, so having been somebody who spent some time in Ukraine,
I'm not saying that I don't think that she was. I just said that doesn't prove that she wasn't a Black Lives Matter supporter, because someone who doesn't support Black Lives Matter isn't going to hang out with someone that does, generally.
Well, she's a refugee. She may not have had a lot of options.
That's true, too.
So I will just say that when I was in Ukraine, there were some like African students there, and they were not treated like fairly like they are in.
Wait, you mean there's racists in Ukraine?
Like all, yep.
That's weird. I wonder why they're like that.
Dude, one of their so-called national heroes was a Polish guy that moved there and started killing Jews for the Nazis, and they consider him one of their nationalist heroes.
That's weird.
Like they gave him the National Medal of Honor, and then they had to rescind it because the outrage was so high from the Jewish.
That's like people that were saying there's no Nazis in Ukraine. I'm like, is there Nazis in the United States? Yes. Is there Nazis in fucking Brazil, Argentina, anywhere in South America? I'm pretty sure that's where the Nazis ran to.
His name was like Stephen Bandera or something like that.
I'm like, there's Nazis everywhere, bro.
Yeah. Well, and so the reality is like most people in this country don't care about race. Like when people talk about like, oh well, you know, people are less likely to get an interview because of how their name's sounding, what's the rest of their resume look like?
Right. Because
Yeah,
usually with the way that a person's name sounds comes along with a not very good resume.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
we have to be honest about this. It's not
yeah.
not pretty, but it's not our fault.
So I spent 15 years hiring people, and I hired the people that were going to make me look the best in my job. And I didn't care what color they were as long as they could do their job well enough to make me look good. And I was always, and I was always looking for the person that could take my job, because if they ain't got nobody to fill my job, I can't move up. That's the way I always positioned my job. You know what the company's standards always were? Well, the best the best person that there is for the job, take them. If there's two that are legitimately equal, take the minority. Which, you know what? If they are legitimately equal, I'm okay with that. Especially if it reflects the community the business is in.
Well, that's like I've been going through and watching reels of Charlie Kirk, and he was arguing with a black man who was trying to say that DEI wasn't racist and that DEI opened the doors of opportunity for him. And he said, look, DEI is like this.
I know you're the one you're talking about. He tried to say the NBA was DEI.
Yes. Well, the NBA wasn't DEI, is what Charlie Kirk was saying. The NBA isn't 100% DEI because if the NBA said we're now going to have 50% of our players have to be white, would the NBA be better or worse? And I think he made a good point, because the NBA would not be good. And he was trying to say, oh, well, we just got better. I'm like, no, black people are better at playing basketball than white people.
Right. I was just checking my Twitch to make sure the stream was still going, because in my stream preview it went away.
And that's 100% true. Like, back before blacks were allowed to play in the NBA, the play wasn't that great. Then the black people came in, and then the thing got way better.
Dude, it's pretty much like watching college ball, college JV ball, or watching high school ball.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's the way it was back then.
If you're not watching an inner city team, it's not a good game.
Yeah.
And that's just fact. I'm okay with that. I know for a fact that most brothers can outball me. I know.
And that's why there's a lot of wide receivers. You don't see a lot of wide receivers that are white. Why? Because the black guys can jump and they can catch and they can run.
And they have denser fast twitch muscle fiber that allows them to accelerate better.
And that's why most tight ends are white. Because they're big, corn-fed fuckers that can catch the ball at short yardage and run through.
So now here's what bothers me is you get people like Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's talking about how racist white people are, even though it was a white couple that took them in and raised them. And then they become millionaires. Man, I saw him crying a lot and kneeling a lot for black people, but I didn't see him doing a lot with his money to make lives better for black people.
No, neither was Black Lives Matter. They didn't do shit to help black people.
You know, Dr. Dre... What's he doing in the inner city to make things better? I don't see him over there fixing up houses for people and helping their neighbors.
Is Dr. Dre really coming out and speaking stupid? Okay,
No. My point is, they're successful, but they don't go and fix their.
Right. Well, LeBron James tried to, right, with his school, and that school, there's more crime in that school than there are people graduating from that school. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Ice Cube is trying to do something for his community.
Yeah, no, there are people out there, right?
Yeah,
they're not all out there.
No,
and so many of them sit there and say that it's because nobody's helping them. But when you have the means to help them and you're not doing it, then yeah, that's on you.
Right. That's like Joy Reid when that girl, the Van Life girl, went missing, and Joy Reid got all mad. If this was a black girl, they wouldn't have national attention. We're like, you're the one that should be making it national attention. You're Joy Reid. You got this MSNBC show where you can point out these black girls that go missing that nobody cares about, but they should, but you don't do anything about it.
Well, you know
So,
what I think's like really funny is like, okay, so they put out like the policy against row houses, and the reason they did the policy against row houses was supposedly because it ended up with black people stuck in like substandard housing.
right,
Except
what's
the
a
black,
row house?
the little small row houses, you basically walk through them, and it's like they're probably as small, if not smaller, than mobile homes.
Okay. So
But
kind of
but
like
it was,
tiny homes.
yeah, not quite that small, longer, probably same width but longer. So, but it was
So like,
something that a poor family could buy, and then once they don't have to pay for anything anymore, then they're able to start building up money so they can get something better. So as soon as they developed the international building standards that required like something like, I want to say it was like 250 something square feet or something like that. That's why there's such a hard time in a lot of places putting in tiny houses, because of those like goofy ass laws they put in that kept black people from building houses, is what it did. And like poor Latino families and all that. So if they didn't do that in the 70s, like there'd be a lot more people coming out of neighborhoods where they had family with home ownership, and they weren't
well, but
stressing over constant bills. You know what I mean?
well, and here's another thing though. Like a lot of poor and homeless people, like you said, they're addicted to drugs and they have mental problems. Like there was somebody who actually did like Connex houses in some city on the West Coast, and they were giving them, to disadvantaged people who couldn't, who couldn't, who were homeless and needed a place to stay. But they gave these shelters to them, but they ended up just turning them into drug dens and trashing the places.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right?
Correct.
Like you gotta be
Well,
willing to.
there's a great there. I saw this story about a great example of that down in California. So all the homeless people moved into the overflow storage lot, like basically a big field that had the extra RVs and stuff for this dealership sitting on it, and they just all moved in. Yeah, every single one of those are trashed. They didn't pay for them. They moved in for free. They're living there for free, and they're all trashed and needles all over the place, and everybody's laying around high out of their minds. So, like, even when they found a free place to stay, they still didn't try and improve their lives. They just
Right. See, and that's the
kept
thing.
on.
That's the thing. There might be some people that are out there that want to do that, that isn't actually getting that what they need, because then they're not dependent on the government, right? Because like government assistance it's exactly that, right? It's assistance. It's supposed to subside you while you're trying to work to better yourself, right?
Mhm.
I had to use that when I was homeless. Me and my wife were homeless and we had kids, so I had to get Section 8 housing. And I was going to school and I was going through rehab to stay clean and get off the alcohol. And I was paying like $84 a month for rent, which was freaking spectacular. And I was able to save up enough money to move to St. George, where the work was. And I was there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months before that all just went away. And I was on my feet, and I don't want to ever have to do that again. But I'm
Right.
thankful
Well,
for it.
and see, like, so, and I had that same period. It was kind of like after, like, you and I kind of fell out, like, in the teenage years, and I went and lived over with my sister. Well, okay, dude, there was this girl. So, no, seriously. There was a girl that I had a crush on. She was from Turkey. She was a foreign exchange student at the college where I was taking all my high school classes, right? So I blew off classes for a day, Now, mind you, I only had one class at the. Oh, did you drop out? Oh, okay.
No, I'm still here.
Okay. So, so I had one class a day at the high school anyway. All my other classes were at the college, and I only had 2 classes each day at the college. So I blew off my classes for a day, and we all took a trip to the beach. And I get home, and all my stuff's packed and sitting outside, with my sister calling me big fat liar man, blah blah blah. Now, mind you, if you remember when I went and stayed at Shauna's for a while, I was emancipated. So, like, I didn't have any obligation to follow anybody's rules, but I was staying at my sister's house, so it'd be a little more stable.
There'd
You
be
know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit more rules.
Yeah, well, but, like, I had a 4.2 GPA. Like, missing a day of school wasn't going to kill me.
Right. So
But,
she overreacted.
well, dude, you met all my family. They're all crazy. So, anyway, so yeah, so she kicked me out, and I literally spent 6 months homeless. Like, I mean, I bounced from friend to friend's houses, but, like, my school started falling apart because I ended up, like, stuck. I couldn't get to my friend's house in time to be able to stay there. Ended up stuck, like, camping out on a church porch one night, and, like, woke up and my backpack was gone with all my books. And we're talking college books, so somebody stole them to go sell them. So I ended up, like, just completely changing the city and everything and, like, putting my life back together. Like, I did what I had to do, but I was trying to get out. But everybody that I saw that was in the same situation, they were all choosing to be there.
Yeah.
Like, the other kids were all choosing to be there. Most of them because they didn't like their parents' rules. I know one instance where they were actually dealing with some abuse from a stepdad and completely understood. But everybody else, it was just they didn't like the rules at their house, so they ran away. And then all the adults were whacked out, drugged out, pervert weirdos, and nobody wanted anything to do with them in their lives. So, like, and that was the experience on the street. Everybody was there through some choice that they made. And even I, like, I thought a reaction was a little unfair, but I was there because of a choice that I made, and I suffered a consequence from it.
Yep.
But,
And you wanted to make yourself better.
Yeah, and I did. I went and got a job, ended up having, like, a live-in girlfriend, and, you know, moved back down to Vancouver, and, like, eventually ended up, like, back at my sister's house for a few months before I took off to travel the country. When I found out I wasn't going to be able to join the Marine Corps because of the damage to my knee. So, okay. You know, so I went and did a traveling sales gig. A couple years later, I got around to going back to college and continuing on with my life. But, like, never, like, I ended up in that position one time, and it was because of a bad decision I made. Like, I was not allowed to skip school. I knew I wasn't allowed to skip school. I didn't think she'd kick me out for it, but I wasn't allowed to. If I was staying at her house, I wasn't allowed to skip school.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it was too hard for me to work full-time and pay for an apartment while I was going to school, especially with the course load that I was taking at the college, because when the state's paying for all of it, I wanted to get as many credits as I could at that college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, and
One
probably
bad
if I told
decision
her,
one day screwed you up.
yeah, and, like, it actually took me a good couple years to, like, really get my life back on track. But it still comes down to it was still a decision I made.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. The Democrats want you to keep making that decision so that you will
Exactly.
be reliant on the government so that they can promise you more and more stuff so that you'll vote for them. And then they won't give you all of that stuff that they say that they're going to give you.
Yeah, but I'm much happier where I ended up making good decisions and ended up with a 20-year career with 15 years of management.
Yeah, it's built character, bro. I mean, right?
Yep. Well, and the reality is, you saw how poor we grew up. It wasn't that much of a struggle being on the street.
Yeah, no. No.
It really was.
There was a time when we wanted to do the my side of the mountain deal.
Hell yeah, move up to Cascade Mountains, hollow out a tree, and just chill.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love
Fucking
that.
Make fishing poles and stuff. Yeah.
Well, then I became an adult and built a little cabin out in the middle of the woods, basically did the my side of the lake thing.
Yep.
So, but then I went and, I messed up, went and fell in love, and now I'm here with my life, and my wife, my life, my attitudinal kid that learned how to cuss somewhere. I don't know where he learned that.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it always gets blamed
I
on
can't
me.
imagine it came from you.
No, me neither. Hey, I'm working on it because otherwise it's going to be too hard not to cuss out AOC on the House floor.
Yeah. Well, it make for some good clips.
Yeah, well. So anyway, so yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, hey, so I think I told you, so like, I found another guy who's attempting to run for this office. His name's Chris Hurt. We're going to do a little debate on here, probably like Monday, around 7 o'clock.
can you pull up some of his
So,
information?
if you
Does he
wanna-
have a website or anything?
Yeah, I pulled up his website and like
I mean, can you pull it up and
checked
put
him
it
out a
on the
little
screen?
bit. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess I could. Let's see here. Didn't even think to do that.
Nobody's coming on the chat, huh? That's all right.
Just a couple spammers. I don't have all the windows open because it was slowing down the computer too much. Because Elon Musk is not delivering me the fast internet he promised. So let's see here, Chris.
Did you catch any of that Kash Patel hearing?
I can't even listen to Kash Patel anymore.
Some of it was pretty good.
So I just don't believe him anymore because,
well, Pam Bondi is the worst.
yeah, but I mean, but he's not doing what he said he'd do either.
No.
So
No,
yeah, so that's him. So I mean, I think it's funny. All of his like pictures are from a foreign country for the most part.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I've got pictures.
A Marine.
I've got pictures. I think it was Army. I think it said. Let's see.
Catches digital pattern.
Oh, Special Forces Airborne. Yeah, Army.
Yep, Army.
So he is an intelligence analyst. So it's time for congressmen to take action. My goals are that the border must be secured and Texas should lead the effort. It is not Texas's job to secure the federal border.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Congress just needs
That's like
to
it's
pass
not
laws.
California's or Arizona's or New Mexico's.
Yeah, Congress needs to pass specific laws. Well, I'm not going to give him the answer to these questions because I want to answer how he plans to fix them.
Oh, he's probably
have
not
a
watching
little
this
mini
stream.
debate. Oh, but somebody he might send somebody. Well, he follows my ex, so he's got the opportunity to see it when he gets up.
Oh,
tomorrow.
okay.
So, the federal government must be limited, not bloated. Congressmen should put people first, not fatten their wallets. Our freedom is non-negotiable, and I'll never vote to weaken it. Bring honor, discipline, and Texas grit back to Washington.
Let's see who he's all hanging out with up there.
I think it's just a bunch more international students.
Oh, that's just a picture of.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is.
Obviously, he's in
yeah,
a
I don't
different
know.
country.
Yeah, British House Auditorium. Or Bush House Auditorium. yeah, King's College in London. So, let's see. His big issues: border security, economy.
Controlling spending. Term limits.
So, I mean, it's great. His like stances, what he thinks should happen, is good. It's as good as every regular voter. I just don't see any explanation how he plans to do it. Like, I think people forget.
Right.
Like, I think they forget. Like, they expect the president to explain their plans for their policy, but Congress is the ones that have to write the laws to make it happen.
Which would be him or us, you.
Exactly. So, yeah, I can't wait to ask him, like, what his thought is on how he wants to do it. Like, me on the border, I'll have that stuff solved in, like, one day. Motion-seated robotic gun turrets. It'll only take once.
Yep. Well,
So
apparently now the leaders of the cartels in Venezuela are nervous about sending boats out.
of course they are, dude.
They should be. I think it's great.
Dude, I don't know what it is that Democrats don't understand. Consequences change behavior.
Yeah.
Of course, that's why every liberal I've ever known had kids that were just unsufferable brats.
Well, I mean, let's look at the consequences any liberal that has done something wrong has gotten. What was it, the mayor up in Pennsylvania that assaulted the ICE agents?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to them?
What happened that chick that was like the mayor of a small town and spent millions of dollars on her parties and buying herself a car and flying all over the place?
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing anything happen about that. What about the mayor in Springfield that went and bought a bunch of property and then convinced the government to send in a bunch of illegal aliens and evicted all the locals and rented them out to the illegal... I won't say refugee seekers because according to international law, you claim refugee status in the next or asylum in the next neighboring country. Well, for Haiti, that's Dominican Republic, not the United States.
Yeah, but the Dominican Republic put up a wall between the DR and Haiti. Why? Because they didn't want those fucking nasty Haitians getting over into the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, but my point is, that's international law, they don't have a right to... The only countries by international law that have a right to claim asylum here are maybe arguably Cuba, Canada, and Mexico.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cuba, like, what is that, 90, 140 miles away from Florida?
Oh, I think it's only like 50 miles. I don't think it's that far.
It's not that far. It's further away from Mexico, for sure.
Yeah. No, we're the closest. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but my point is like, every country south of Mexico cannot claim asylum here under international law.
No, they would have to claim asylum in Mexico or the nearest neighboring country.
Right. And however, anyone who is trying to claim asylum has to go through a port of entry. So anybody who crossed the border without going through a point of entry is already denied their asylum claim. We don't need due process. You didn't check in at a port of entry. You are not eligible to claim asylum.
Yeah. I thought due process was for American citizens.
No, so they do get due process, but that doesn't mean like a trial and a jury.
But the process is, are you legal? No. Yeah, go home.
The process is an immigration official reviews your status in your case and determines what your next step is. If they think that you have a valid claim to asylum, they refer you to an asylum judge. If they don't feel you do, they order you deported. And nobody who came into our country from another country other than Mexico, Cuba, or Canada is eligible for asylum. They should be sent out. And anybody from those three countries that didn't go through a point of entry has to be sent out. And all these people from Nigeria and China, Taiwan, or Thailand and whatever that came here, they're not. Now, Afghanistan, that's a different situation because that's a dispensation that the America supposedly helped us in Afghanistan. And it was really funny is they brought back 50,000 people, and we supposedly had 80,000 people that assisted us in Afghanistan, and then they turned around and said, well, there's still 100,000 people that helped us there. Well, hold on. Maybe my math isn't mathing right. But, I mean, it could just be me, but is that not making sense to you? Because it's not making sense to me.
You got that Southwest Washington math. Did you drop?
No, I'm trying to figure out, like, I ended up with a different organization on the screen here. I was trying to fix it.
But now you just got my ugly mug.
Yeah, I know. That's like weird. So I don't know why it like changed the layout. I didn't touch anything.
Well, it happened when you pulled up what's his name's Mike Hertz.
Oh, it's right here. Bomb. There we go.
There you go.
So anyway,
Yeah, so, well, I mean, you know what they did to the people from Hurricane Katrina down in St. Louis, right? Or New Orleans, I mean. I always get those two mixed up.
yeah, they sent them all to Houston.
Well, they called them refugees.
They sent them
They
all
were
to Houston.
refugees. Yeah. Well, they sent them
In
all
San
over the
Antonio.
place.
Yeah, Houston, San Antonio. Well, I just know I saw a lot of. All of a sudden, people from New Orleans were all over Houston and San Antonio.
Oh yeah, no, they dude, yeah, that was major places but they were calling them refugees. They weren't refugees.
Mm-hmm.
They were fucking displaced Americans. They weren't.
I mean, arguing by the definition of refugees, they are. They're just not foreign refugees. They're not asylees. So
they sure weren't happy about it.
Dude, nobody in San Antonio was happy about it either.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want to be there. I mean, fuck, dude, what they did to those people is just terrible. That whole thing was a fucking debacle.
So, oh man, that just like, and talking about Katrina, that just makes me think, just makes me pissed about like FEMA, like why it even exists.
Oh, well, okay, dude. FEMA has never done anything good. Like, let's look at North Carolina, right?
Okay, they did a lot of. Okay, I was in Houston during Harvey. They did a lot of good in Houston. My argument is they shouldn't have, because Texas knows that they're going to get hurricanes like every 10 to 20 years. They know that they're going to get storms that flood every single year, at least 2 or 3. Well, no, but they get flooding, severe flooding, every, like, at least a couple times a year. So why don't they have their own fund to take care of that? Why does the federal government have to come in? Now, that might be like, sound for us being here in Texas, well, they should come help us. Okay, but if we should go... No, let's change that up. Why the hell do we have to help California clean up after an earthquake when they build a bunch of buildings in a place that they knew there's going to be an earthquake? Why do we have to rebuild mansions built on a cliff in Florida when they built a stick house in a place they know is going to get hit by hurricanes 3 to 5 times a year?
Right. Yeah.
Why is the rest of the country responsible for their bad decision making?
Japan sees a lot of earthquakes, right?
Yeah.
So you know what they did? They designed their buildings to tolerate earthquakes.
Yeah, and guess what?
It's ridiculous how they fucking did that to where if the earth moves, the fucking building moves with it.
Yeah, and guess what? After the tsunami, they used their emergency fund to clean up their own damn mess.
Yeah.
Now that's not to say that helping them would have been bad, because they're actually our ally.
Yeah, they are. They're like actually a good ally.
Yeah. So ironic how many of our allies come from people whose asses we whoop, like Britain. Anyway.
Yeah. Germany. Well, Germany we had some help with, but
we wouldn't have needed it.
No. Like, really. I mean, Russia helped with that too, but I mean, Russia wasn't a whole lot better than the Nazis. So
we whipped Germany in World War I without the Russians. They pulled out of the war completely. So
yeah, well, that's crazy that every time Germany decided to go to war, it was with the world.
Okay, Germany didn't start World War I; they just lost it, so they got screwed in the aftermath, which is actually what started World War II. Was how bad they got screwed after World War I over a war they didn't start. Actually, Turkey had more responsibility for the starting of that war than Germany.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Yeah, what was it? The Triple Détente or whatever they called it. In the Second World War, it was the Axis and the Allies. Oh my god!
The Serbian nationalists took out fucking Ferdinand of Austria.
Mm-hmm. And that's what started the war.
Triggering a chain of alliances that rapidly escalated the conflict into a global war.
Yep. I mean, I don't know why we were ever involved in that. None of it had anything to do with us.
Yeah, that doesn't. What do we care? So, oh, okay.
Like I was
So,
actually listening to a show. I don't know when it was recorded. It was about Tim Pool talking about Ukraine and like his argument. Like we do not have an actual alliance treaty with Ukraine. We have no obligation to defend them. They were not a democracy. They were like they voted for the people that replaced their overthrown government. You know what I mean? So
mhm,
that's not a legitimate government when you like overthrow somebody and then replace them with somebody else
right.
because you don't like that they're doing what they said they were going to do.
Yeah, no, I saw that episode. Tim
So
Pool is actually not bad. He's not terrible.
yeah, I mean, I mean, he's typical libertarian. I just can't get with him on his opinion on abortion.
Yeah, I think he's starting to come around a
So
little bit.
that's entirely my issue with libertarians is their like stance on immigration, their stance on abortion, and there's something else I can't remember. I can never remember what it is. But like both of them like take into account death penalty.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, the government shouldn't be killing people. The government doesn't kill people. A jury of their peers kill them because they killed somebody else.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good
And
point. Nobody has ever said that to Tim Pool
so as far as
because he
abortion,
seems to think that the prosecutors are the ones that are like, in charge of saying who's going to get the death penalty or not.
nope, it's decided
Yeah,
by the
no,
jury
no.
or the judge.
Yeah,
I mean, you can make the argument if it's the judge that the government decided, but the person has to have asked for just a judge. So, and then
right.
and then on the whole abortion argument, okay, you want to protect the woman's rights. So do I, but like from the libertarian standpoint, it's supposed to be up until it affects somebody else. Well, that's another human being with a completely unique set of DNA. So why are you forgetting their right while you're talking about her right? Because if
Right.
you
And
talk
then
about, well, it can't survive without the mother. Well, that's true up until like probably 13, 14.
yeah,
So killing a kid under that is okay because they can't survive without their mother? Yeah, no, I don't think so.
right. That's
Like,
like Charlie Kirk nailed them every time in that argument. I'm like, dude,
mhm.
you can't argue abortion with Charlie Kirk. You just can't because they always change it up. Like I was watching another Real
Oh
Deal
yeah,
last night.
they make 5 different arguments, but here's what I come back to when they start trying to push. I'm like, so why don't you just go to the position that the Democrats had when Roe v. Wade was passed? Do you know what it was? That it was murdering a child, so it should be safe, legal, and rare
Legal and
in
rare,
emergency situations.
right? And these bitches are like, well, I don't think they should be using abortion as contraception. Okay,
But that's 99% of abortions.
but if we allow that in cases where it's rape, incest, or the life of the child or the mother, if we let those go, can we get rid of all the other abortions? No, they don't. So we can't find common ground on that. So in other
No,
words,
because they want to murder babies.
yes, they do, in the name of women's reproductive rights.
Yeah, they just want to be
You
able
have-
to kill something smaller than them.
You have a right to reproduce, okay? Well, it's not even a right. That's just a gift from God that you can.
Well, hey, I mean, I've said it
reproduce.
before. Women have the right to choose. They have the right to choose whether even to
Yes.
date. They have the right to choose whether to open their legs. They have a right to choose the 23 different forms of birth control they are. They have a right to choose whether or not they use Plan B. But once you get to that point, you're now out of choices because any decision you make is going to affect a unique human being.
Yep. And that's at conception.
And
As soon as
since
a
you
new strand of DNA is introduced,
and you could have made 25 decisions that would have prevented the pregnancy that you didn't want. So I think we pretty much know that your decision-making capability isn't that great, so maybe we shouldn't let you decide whether or not something else lives.
right?
Because apparently you can't make decisions.
Right? Yeah. And then you got to be like, well, does that person fit who can't make decisions to raise a child? I'd argue that they are
But
because
There are
Because-
2 times more people waiting to adopt babies than there are babies aborted. So that
Well,
argument
but
is valid.
here's another thing, though, to negate that argument, though.
Mhm.
Most people change once they see that first ultrasound.
Oh my
Or-
God, yes.
Or they have the baby themselves, or they start feeling it move around inside of them. That changes people's fucking views online.
Dude, even before the heartbeat law, Texas had one of the lowest abortion rates in the country. Do you know why?
Because
because
of
it was-
ultrasounds.
Yeah, it was legally mandated that before you could get an abortion, you had to see a live ultrasound.
And I think that's great.
Yeah,
So then you
absolutely.
can see what's going on, what
Oh,
it
and
is
most-
that you're doing.
And then those people are making a choice. If somebody breaks into your house and you choose to murder them, or not murder, but shoot them to protect yourself, which is funny because protecting yourself they'll call murder, but trying to look out for your financial well-being and killing a kid, they don't consider murder. It's weird. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The whole argument, like their positions just don't make any sense. Kill a bad guy, you're a murderer. Kill a baby, you're
A saint.
symbol. You're a symbol of women's liberation. It doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah, that's like okay.
So I just
women's
hold on.
reproductive rights.
So if a white burglar breaks into a black trans woman, in their terminology, woman, you know what I mean, but
A lady boy.
black trans, they break into a black trans woman's house and quote unquote she shoots him. Is it still murder?
Probably not in their eyes.
Exactly.
In my eyes, it wouldn't be either. Because I
but-
believe everybody has the right to defend themselves and their house and their property.
Right, but see, we have consistency across our beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Every life is worth being protected.
Every
Up until you've destroyed another life.
Yep.
So, and I think that should include rape and pedophilia. That should be included in the death penalty category because you destroyed those lives. Period.
Yep.
Those lives will never be the same. They do not exist anymore.
Yeah, their innocence has been torn from them,
Mm-hmm.
all because you wanted to get off.
Yeah, but then the stupid arguments that people make is, well, they'll be more likely to kill their victims. Yeah, no, if you kill all the pedophiles, especially since a lot of them are repeat offenders, if you just kill all the pedophiles and all the rapists, after a while, there's not going to be any left.
Yeah. And then they will be scared to do that. That's like if every woman that was raped had a gun and killed their attacker, rapists would probably not exist anymore.
So I'm going to say probably the most controversial thing I'm going to say, and Charlie's made, I'm probably not as direct as I am about to make, but he's also made the argument about, personal ownership of your decisions. Women walking around in an area where there's a bunch of black men barely dressed because they're out partying is not a safe thing to do.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Like, what is the point of that? Why are they dressed like that in the first place? Because they want the attention. No,
right.
They don't want.
Well, no,
they
no,
don't
no.
want to be. They may not want to be raped, but they're looking for attention, and in some cases, they're getting the wrong attention.
Okay. So here's my thing. This is the same side that says men are dangerous. So why are you walking through a snake pit barefooted in shorts and acting like it's the snake's fault when they bite you?
The same reason why a lot of women don't give a damn if a man wants to go change in a woman's locker room.
Oh yeah, and that's funny. I love the one where, Charlie, this is the reason why. Like, it's so funny. Back in like November when I filled out my Ballotpedia thing, that's why I listed him as being somebody that I really admired. And like, I think it's great because it's actually like not great, but I think it's great that his message is getting even more traction. You know, what I mean, not just like disappearing in the wake of his death. that it's actually
Yeah.
getting more traction. More people are seeing more of the videos, and more of them are being shared.
Well, and a
But
lot of people in the college settings that he was at actually agreed with him, and they were spreading his word too. And those young ones are really mad about what happened.
yeah, so I was actually going
and
to make a
what's
point.
happening.
One of his conversations that he had, he was talking with this. Shoot, what was I talking about? Damn, I lost it.
No,
We're talking
you
about-
were talking with transgenders and men and women's locker rooms.
Oh yeah. So he made the point. Do you think it should be illegal for a man to sneak up to your window and look through your window to watch you undress?
Right. Yeah, I saw that clip last night. Yeah. Continue.
Then why is it okay with you if that same guy puts on a dress and a wig and walks in the locker room to watch you undress?
Well, because we don't know his intent.
Yeah, so we err
Most
on
of
the
these
side of
people are
caution.
perverts. Yeah.
Yeah. So we err on the side of caution. We give biological women their own safe space so they don't have to have somebody staring at them that's not a woman. So as far as the bathroom thing, like, I think the way we do bathrooms here is stupid anyways. We should do bathrooms the way they do them in, like, Europe. Like, there'll be, like, a line of, like, sinks for washing your hands, and then there's just stalls for toilets, and just everybody use whatever stall. And you don't even have to deal with that issue. You get what I'm saying?
Are the stalls like robust?
No, they're in-
and like,
Yeah, they're individual. You're, like, self-contained.
It's just
You
a
can't see
room?
who's in there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just
So-
a room with just a toilet in it, and then you come out and wash your hands at the communal sinks.
kind of like a porta potty, like when you go to fucking major events.
Yeah,
Obviously, not exactly, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you're in
that's
your
what all the
own
restaurants are.
Space. Right. Okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Just like-
and guess what that means? That means when women are taking longer, but the men are going faster, there's not a lineup in the bathrooms too. The line keeps moving, so you ain't stuck waiting for your wife for half an hour so she can go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but there's a certain time of the month when I don't want to be in the same area as
No.
a woman when she's taking care of her fucking. You know what I'm saying? But I suppose if they have their own rooms, their own like room.
Yeah, they've got their
then,
self-contained. They've got
Yeah.
their self-contained rooms. It just doesn't matter which one you use.
Right.
Like, they're all outfitted the same. There's like
And you can't get into it when she's in there. It's like locked.
exactly, and that would solve that. You know what I mean? As far as locker
Yeah.
rooms, you shouldn't go in a locker room that doesn't identify with your body parts. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to
Because-
test for that, Rob?
When he goes in the locker room and takes his pants off and there's a dick.
You mean when I wear a dress and I have my beard and I talk like this, I can't go into the ladies' locker room?
You know what? I can tell when he said ma'am. It's ma'am.
It is ma'am. It's not what your
So-
beard says, dude.
And they always try and make the argument that well, what about like trans women? So men who are trans men, women who think they're men that completely look like a man. Dudes don't care. If they gotta go, they'll pee in front of their own grandma.
Yeah.
Like, dudes don't care. Dudes aren't predatorized by women.
Yeah. We're trying to protect women, which I guess the argument isn't there, but it is kind of weird that, men would probably look at a woman that looks like a dude trying to use the men's bathroom like, what the fuck is this? Really?
Yeah, please explain to me why a biological woman wants to. They ain't gonna want to go in there. Guys are disgusting.
No. Well, I mean, there's been some fucking pretty nasty fucking women's restrooms too, dude.
Oh,
that I'm
dude.
like, dude,
Dude, 20
sometimes
years
I don't
of
want to
retail,
walk.
you don't have to tell me.
Yeah, so yeah, the women are pretty fucking nasty too. That's why.
Dude,
another
I
reason why I'm
remember.
like,
I
why
remember
does it got?
one.
There's only one reason why a man would want to use a women's locker room, in
Yeah,
my opinion.
To see naked women.
Exactly, and to fulfill some sick fucking fantasy.
But here's my thing. Like, not only is it about what the transgender person, the person who's DSM-5 mentally ill, it's not about what they feel comfortable. If you walk up to a woman on the street and show them your genitals, you go to jail. So if you have the wrong genitals in a locker room, you should go to jail because it's indecent exposure, period.
Okay, here's my thing.
And
Why
if you're
are we-
staring at somebody of the opposite sex in a place they have a reasonable expectation of privacy, that's peeping, and you go to jail. It doesn't matter what costume you're wearing, you still go to jail. You can dress up like a damn squirrel, you're going to jail.
Yeah, you can dress up like a fucking squirrel. That doesn't mean you can go get a nut in the fucking zoo.
Yeah, you can wear a
No.
panda costume. China ain't taking you.
No. Well, here's the thing. Why are we so worried about the tranny's feelings, but not one lick of concern about the woman's feelings?
Yeah, we're worried about
Oop.
0.1% of the population's feelings
Yeah.
over 50% of the population's feelings. That's not democratic.
No, that's ridiculous. That's totalitarianism
Yep.
or tyranny.
That was a
or
that was a
fascism.
very good point you brought up there. That is completely fascistic. 0.1% of the population is going to override the feelings of 50% of the well, actually 51% of the population. That doesn't make any damn sense.
No, it doesn't. It's like fucking what? 13%
And I
of the
blame- and I-
population commits fucking 50% of the fucking murders.
Yep. Well, I blame liberal white women for that.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely. Feminism is what's done it. That's like
Yep.
Steven Crowder says. You know what? I'm
No,
all for
dude. No, dude. No, it's not feminism. Feminism didn't do it.
Yeah, okay, but that's like
Like
Crowder says.
stuffing men in women's places was not feminism. Making women compete against men was not feminism.
It was
me-
equality.
No. Equality.
Women
as in
can
they
do
have an
anything
equal-
men can do, and
So-
in some
so-
cases better, unless it's men pretending to be women. Then they can do it better than women.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. No,
But
so,
so then look, what you're saying is from liberalism is liberal women is what has given this fucking thing merit. And it's like
Right.
Steven Crowder says, I'm for letting women play I'm for letting men play in women's sports because the women are the ones that allowed it to happen. Men, we have a dick. We have no say in the conversation.
okay, but there are women saying no.
Yes.
And
And we
and the-
need
and
more
the
of them to
reality
do
is-
that.
And the reality is, I don't care what feminists think about it. We're men. It's our job to protect women. And it is our job to say something about it.
Well, and I was watching the Whatever podcast. They had Charlie Kirk on there. And a lot of these women who said they were feminists, they actually wanted the man to pay on the first date.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted him to be chivalrous. And I'm like, and they wanted the men to be protectors. I'm like, what? And and they absolutely did not think women should be included in the draft.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Well,
like,
and they talk about like equality in the job spaces. They only want equality in the positions of power. They don't want us to force any women to go and work on crab boats that are 99% men, where
Right.
like one false slip and you're going straight to the bottom of the ocean and they ain't going to be able to get you back out before you're dead.
Yeah, they don't want to be conscribed to do something that they probably shouldn't be doing, like joining the military or like during the women's suffrage when they thought that they should be able to vote, but they didn't want to fucking have to go and fucking volunteer for fighting fires or be
Yeah.
part of the draft. They just wanted to have a say in the power structure.
It's bullshit. Bullshit.
Which by the way, men made that possible, just so you know.
Yeah, men built your house, they built your car, they built your streets. They built the cell phone towers. They built the power lines. They built the wire.
Yeah, it's like John Burke said the same thing. The day I see
they built the store that you went shopping at. They built the mall that you went shopping at. They invented the credit cards that you're shopping with. They invented the credit card readers that you're swiping into. They built the cell phone that you're holding. Oh yeah, and they maintain it.
Yeah.
Everything would have fallen apart if men hadn't kept doing the hard jobs.
That's why it's hard to find a woman in the technical fields like automotive technician or HVAC repair.
Well, and that comes down to the difference between men and women as far as their field of interest. Women are interested in people. Men are interested in things.
Yeah.
Like when a woman's running a company, she talks all about the people. When a man's running the company, he's talking about the things. He's talking about the money. He's talking about the profit. He's talking about the margins. A woman's talking about the success and who we're propelling and how it feels. And like nobody cares how it feels. Make money.
Right.
You're impacting my 401k, lady. Chase profit.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim Walz. Don't fucking wish death upon Tesla when Tesla is what's fucking funding your retirement.
Exactly. Well, and then like it's like all across the board, like AOC and her tax to corporations. Well, first of all, it's the corporations that hire people, give them jobs, and give them raises. Mm-hmm. So take more money away from corporations, they have less money for that.
Not to mention the amount of taxes those corporations have to pay.
Yeah, and then also, like corporations don't exist; they're owned by their owners or their shareholders. Which, if you're talking about publicly traded corporations, those shareholders are everybody in this country that has an IRA or 401k or a pension plan. Oh, that's everybody. Like everybody that has any kind of retirement has one of those three. And if you don't have one of those three, you're an idiot. You should have at least have an IRA.
Yep, I'm an idiot.
You need an IRA.
I told you about my decision making. Yeah, I do. I need to get an IRA.
Yeah, well, I mean, and yeah, we can talk about it. We can talk about. Well, you probably need to get to bed. It's already 9, dude. We started late.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, we could talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can pick it up tomorrow and like how the government is like programming people to financially act against their own best interests. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching us while we chatted out things that are going on, a little bit of policy talk. I'm trying to be a little bit conservative on what I'm talking on about policy because I don't want to tip my hand before my debate next week with my opponent there. What was his name? Chris. So I don't want to tip my hand too much before I debate him because, I think I'm going to crush. I'm going for the one shot in the debate. So, like, I mean, I think there's one area that he'll crush on, but I think I'll have a better grasp on everything else.
Well, then I guess you need to hone up on that one area, then, huh?
Actually, so I'm actually like. His area, his field is intelligence, and I think our entire intelligence apparatus has to be scrapped and rebuilt. So, since he works in the field, I doubt he's going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I'm kind of actually going to come out on top of that, too, because I'll be like, so what has the intelligence agencies didn't do what? Oh, no, see? Now I'm talking about it. Anyway, so I'll talk about it there, but I've got my good counterpoints there. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us. We're going to go ahead and roll out our outro credits here, but it definitely was nice to have you join us. And again, I'm Rob Brown for Congress, Texas, District 10. Vote for me. If you're in my district, I'm probably going to see you because I'm making my way around to all the communities, talking to as many voters as I can. Between now and the primary in March. So
vote brown for Texas so you can see green.